Okay, now it's all good. Sorry, I went offline for a bit, but I think everything is okay now. I'm gonna adjust this a little. How are you guys doing? Well, I'm just gonna wait a little bit until other people are going to go. Okay. Hey guys. Hey. So, welcome to the ones who are just tuning in now. I'm just gonna wait a little bit, but for you guys who are tuning in, we're going to be talking about mental health in the time of Corona. And specifically, we're going to name this topic Reset. So it's going to be the Reset Talk. Maybe I could put that in. Hey, Grants. Okay, I don't know how. So I guess you can just add yourself to this and we'll see how it goes. There we go. Hey, Sam. Ah, hey, that's one. Hey, happy Sunday, everyone. Hello.
Hey,
Hey, yes. We're here. I'm so
I
excited.
know we're doing it. I'm gonna like actually clean off my screen really quickly because it looks not great.
Take your time. No worries.
All right, there we go. That's better. That's more
Yeah.
clear. I've been out and about today, so
Yeah.
I was trying to make sure that I got it. I've got my, instead of oh, I guess I'm the wrong way. Hold on. Instead of sipping tea, I'm gonna be sipping coffee that I made.
Oh, that looks good.
I made a nice
That looks
little
proper.
latte. And I'll talk about this later, but this is my happy cup. My
Yay.
friend made this for me. So
That's cute.
yeah, so I'll definitely show that later.
Nice.
What are you drinking? Are you drinking anything? What are you, just water?
Basically water for now, yeah. So yeah, nothing else. Like I've been on like I had 2 cups of coffee today and I'm like, let's limit it. It's Sunday.
Yeah.
Even though I had I had a busy day as well, more or less for Sunday. But yeah, limited number of coffees for now. I
Yeah,
remember when I was writing my thesis, I was like, coffee, 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 and now I'm like, detox.
I know. This morning, so I drove into the city and I had to stop at two different bakeries. And the first one is like a French bakery, and I am a fiend for French, like
Oh,
baked goods.
yeah, I can imagine.
So I had like a double espresso, and then I bought so much stuff from there. And I got lucky because they were just bringing out the baguettes, like
Warm
hot from the
baguettes.
oven.
Oh,
Oh my God. I ate the
yes.
whole thing. I ate the whole baguette.
Nah, don't be, no judgment here. This is a no judgment
I
free
know,
zone.
I
Like, I
know.
can imagine, like, okay, when I was a kid, I loved taking, like, the inner part of the bread. So, like,
Mhm.
I grew up in Ethiopia, okay, everyone who's joining in, hey. So, like, growing up, like, I would love the fresh bread, like, get the middle part in and then dip it in my tea. And, like, Ethiopian tea is so good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I can imagine that was super cool though. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just fiending on the bread. There's still some pastries left upstairs that I let my family have. I was planning to share the bread with them, but it was just too good. I was just eating away at it.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess let's wait a couple more minutes for some more
Mhm.
people to log in um, and sign on.
Okay. Um,
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
saying hi to everyone. This is actually the first time I ever go live. I don't know about you, so like everything is new to
Yeah,
me. So
I
yeah,
went live a couple times in
nice.
I don't know what this. Oh, that flipped my camera. That's not pretty. Um,
You have no
uh,
idea what's
I
behind
was
me.
like,
Like
what is this
everything looks.
button? Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, what does this button do?
Oh my god.
But I'm I'm gonna just like send my live to everybody that I see that's online.
Oh, nice. Yes, do that. I guess I
And
will do the same.
I know, so to force them to join.
It's like, come see this interesting talk that we have prepared for
I
you
know. I
today.
did. I went live a couple times, but that was, I feel like, season 1 of quarantine. I went live. Like I would go live and I would try and get my friends to come on, and I would have them as like guests or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I just like add them to the chat and everything. And it was fun, but it definitely wasn't as good of a topic as we're about to have today.
This topic is going to be nice and motivating and super interesting. And yeah, it's just going to be like, so I did the same as you. I just finished sending it to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those like really, uh, not like deep, but deep enough, like those good hearty type of conversations that you would have with like friends and just motivating each other, because we all know this is not like, these are weird times. Like I have no idea, like I'm like, is this still going on? Like we're still
Yeah.
here 6 or 7 months later or whatever, like almost a year now. So
I
yeah.
know. It's crazy that we're like still technically in quarantine.
Yeah,
It's
honestly.
wild to me.
Yeah. But okay, cool. I guess. Oh, I don't know if my internet is okay. I think it's either mine or yours. I don't know. You're like frozen. Okay, but anyway.
Okay, I
You're
just
back.
texted.
Yeah.
I texted and harassed a bunch of people too. Yes.
Sorry?
Okay, wait. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you and I can see you.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, no, I was texting to harass a bunch of my friends too.
Come
Yeah.
support a friend.
I know. Yeah, come support, come hang out, talk. All right. So, I feel like we should also establish like that we're in different time zones. Like you're 9 p.m. Netherlands.
Yes, in Rotterdam.
I'm yes, I'm 3 p.m. Dumfries outside of DC. So it's just like, what's the weather like there? I guess let's open with that, and then
Oh
we
my
can
gosh.
start to dive in.
Yes, so I don't know. Yeah, everybody knows that usually the Netherlands is like, yeah, super gloom and doom and all of that jazz. But weirdly, today was so it started off kind of gloomy, and then around 3 p.m. there was this sun, like intense sun, and it stayed in my living room for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. So I'm like, I am taking all of this
Yes.
vitamin as much as I can because winter is coming. So I'm like, hey, please, thank you, all of the vitamins and all of this stuff.
Yes.
So it was really nice.
Yes.
Yeah. What about you? How's it going? Is it too cold or?
Well, today is a very rainy, like gloomy day. We've had beautiful weather actually, and I've been able to like. I'm naturally quite pale, but this is
I
like
mean, you got a nice
I've
like
got
tan
color on my
going
skin.
on there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It's like kind of red right now, but like it's good to have a little bit of color instead of the like
true.
just translucent whiteness.
I don't think you are, but it's okay.
Oh, it gets like I'm very pale sometimes. Like I think, yeah, Sarah's here. Sarah knows. Other people who have seen me in high school. I feel like Jazz has seen me too. Pretty translucent in the winter times.
Translucent is hilarious though.
But yeah,
No,
okay. So do you wanna dive in?
yes. So basically, so me and you, we were talking about how we wanted this talk to be kind of like the whole, okay, without the entanglement, but kind of like a red table talk, and
Yes.
so it's like the reset talk. So we have the vibe of the whole digging deep and helping each other, empowering everyone around us. So like you said. Talking about all of the positive ways in which we can impact one another, and what better place to do than here where everyone's attention is. So right front and center, like, people, we're here to help bring positivity.
Right. Yeah. Like we're already on Instagram. Like you see other people, you know, maybe not following coronavirus guidelines and like having a good time. But we're here to bring you positivity in the safety of your home, from two different time zones, two different parts of the world. And you're right, no entanglements here. This will be entanglement free, and we're just gonna vibe and talk. And I'm so excited for this conversation.
Exactly. Okay, so we're going to talk about the three things that you said. So how, okay, it's always on the positive way of impacting people while keeping into consideration that yesterday was Mental Health Day, International Mental Health Day. So what better thing to talk about than self-care and self-love, but like defining it. So what does that actually mean, and how can that then help us to with ourselves, obviously, but also together as a community, like with your friends and with your family, whether you're a student or not, or you're working or not. In the end, everybody is facing so many different challenges. Like at one point, I myself had to be like, okay, I'm not going to watch the news anymore, like on my
Yeah.
own.
And you don't even
But
live in America. So.
no, like it doesn't matter. I don't live there, but I feel your pain. Trump is everywhere. It's like internet. There's no borders.
Yeah, honestly. I
Yeah.
wish like you know, to be honest, like, and yesterday we talked a little bit about like international politics, and I probably
Yeah.
should have done more research because I really don't know much about like Netherlands politics. But is it like, are people crazy there too, or is it just here?
Well, well. Oh, so there are many
Oh,
ways.
but you know what I do know about Sinterklaas, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Sinterklaas and Black Pete. I do know about that.
Yeah, that's actually, I had no idea about it before getting here. So I arrived here like 2 years ago, and to this day, like I know limited amount of information of it, but all I need to know is that it comes from like blackface, and
Yeah.
I don't, like in America, there's a whole history of blackface, or in the States, sorry, not in America, but yeah,
Yeah.
there's a whole thing about that. And yeah, it wasn't very nice to see that. But other than that, I mean, recently there has been a lot of talk about this in the general debates with the prime minister as well. And what I saw actually after the whole um, the sad incident with George Floyd is that the Prime Minister Rutte actually talked about how he empathizes with people who are here and who are like yeah who are of color, so Black Indigenous people of color who are here and have to like just take this whole, yeah, it's a tradition, we don't really mean it, that it's not supposed to be racist. And I'm like,
Yeah.
amore mio, pero it is racist though. Like
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
that's a whole, yeah.
There's a really good episode of my one of my favorite podcasts called Rough Translation by NPR. And they
Mm-hmm.
do, and so like in that episode they talk about different stuff across the world, and like it's kind of a world topics issue, and they do
Mm-hmm.
one about Sinterklaas and Black Pete. And
Mm-hmm.
there's like, I don't know what the name for it, I don't remember the name for it is, but in the Netherlands there's a very like big tradition of town halls where you sit and talk about ideas.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a very direct way of, like, it's a direct
yeah,
democracy kind of model. Yeah.
yeah.
It,
So they were talking about that. It was really good. I'll have to send it to you. If this was a podcast, I'd be like, check the show notes below. Gonna link it in, but I'll send it to you, and then you know, people, I will just look it up. It's called NPR Rough Translation.
I'm here.
So, anyways, all right. So let's dive in. Let's dive in.
Yes, let's dive in. So, okay, number one, it's a positive way of impacting people. How do you, Grant, see yourself impacting people?
Yeah, I guess like, so are we talking about like a positive way that we've impacted like other people, or just like our community, or in what way?
Yeah, so I don't know. So for me, for example, uh, yeah, I have a few notes written down so that I don't get like, because when I start talking, honestly, like, so I'm like, okay, so positive ways of impacting people maybe can be done by example. And when I mean that is like, if we want to, I mean, in my opinion, I think like true impact can really be achieved if you work by example through like uh, understanding what really is self-love and self-care. It's not always, you know, going to the spa or having drinks with your friends and da
Which
da
would be
da.
so nice right now.
I wish, boy, you know, it's actually through really hard work. And so like loving yourself means putting, like sacrificing a few things that you like. So instant gratification, this whole idea of that needs to be readjusted, so like the expectations and all of that. But I think, I don't know, as the African proverb says, and I've read this a couple of times, and it's really been with me in the past few weeks. Is like, also Maya Angelou said it. So she's like, um, don't take any clothing from a naked man.
Mm,
Meaning, don't accept advice from the people who don't practice it themselves.
yeah,
So yeah, so for example, if we see all of these amazing people that have really impacted everyone on a global scale, both personally and professionally, in any way possible, you can see that, okay, it's possible. So this person took their time to really be with themselves, be with their thoughts, journal things out, um, go for a walk, exercise, bake, I don't know, like all of these different coping
yeah,
mechanisms. So yeah, I don't know. So that's what I think about by being an example, is like understanding what the issue is with everyone, because we are all going through a difficult time, even though we are in different times of our lives, or different periods, or different things that we're doing. But if one person on Instagram or anywhere, it doesn't matter where, shows that they are trying, it just is like, okay, they can do it, I can try, then we can all do it, and then we can all share how well we're progressing. And I think that's like, it raises more empathy, you understand things better, you like, so yeah,
right. Yeah, I
basically.
definitely like, I think that that's so important. And I know a lot of times in the United States, we talk about like this whole idea of self-care and self-love, and that really is such a powerful way to impact yourself. And
Hmm.
then because like you're giving that energy to yourself, then you can transfer that energy to others.
Yeah.
So like one way that I've been practicing self care and then using that energy to transfer it to others, I don't know, my Instagram live is like acting up, so I can't see who's totally joined.
Yeah.
Um, but I think one of my good new friends, um, who we've been working together, her name is Mara, and she's an amazing lawyer, and her and I have been working together for Catholics for Biden. So we've been working to
Oh,
like
nice.
do some. She does way more work than I do,
Yeah, but you guys are still
but
doing
you know, like
stuff, I
trying
mean.
to help out and like trying to make sure that we can keep this democracy going. And like that is how I've been trying to give back to others, because like I've got time. You know, yesterday I was phone banking for people in the Virginia area, and like you get different types of people on the phone. And one person, she's like, and one of the questions that you have to ask at the end is like, would you be willing to volunteer? And she's like, I've got, multiple kids. Like, I don't have time. I would love to,
Mm,
but I just don't have
yeah,
the time. And
yeah.
so, that's what I do have. Like, I have the time. So I can't, if somebody wants to argue with me on Facebook, like, you've got the right one. Like,
It's like,
I've got the
try me, I
time
am here.
today. Yeah, you picked the wrong one. So that's, how I've been taking care of myself and then trying to lead by example. Like, not just talking about like why this election is so important, or why like people need to give or like donate money or donate time or donate prayers even, but it's like
Mhm.
I want to then also do that myself, just to lead by
Mhm.
that example. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, in that way as well. And actually, we were talking about this yesterday, because right now you just said, yeah, she does so much more work than me, but no, that's still work. So another way
Yeah.
of self-care and self-love is like actually seeing the good and the bad, and like giving merit where it's due, and yeah, just saying, okay, I did this, that's cool, like to
Yeah.
yourself, and just, yeah.
And that's, actually that brings me to another point, and that's something that I always tell my friends, and even myself too. I have to tell myself this sometimes because I will complain about like very, very small things. And in the grand scheme of things, they're small, but to me, they're big. And I will get like upset about them. And then we all have the tendency to be like, okay, well, there are like kids who are homeless, like there are people who are starving, like there are countries that are being torn apart by war. Like this isn't really a problem, but that's okay. Like your problems matter, and like you have to, in order to, and that's kind of what we were saying. Like in order to be effective, and
Mhm.
helpful in other domains, like you have to take care of yourself. So like take care of yourself, address your problems, like whether it's, I don't know, I don't even know what I was complaining
Yeah.
about the other day, but because it was so small. But I was complaining to my friend, and I'm like, I'm so sorry for complaining. And she's like, stop. You need to complain. You need to vent because that makes you better. Like that
Yes.
makes you get that out of your system, and you're not dwelling on it, and then move forward and then take the next step. So yeah, that's 100%. Like you have to acknowledge the work that you're doing. Your problems are like justified. Deal with them, and then move on.
Yes, exactly. And the whole thing with venting as well, that's so true. It really does help, but it's also like maybe with this we can also move on to the second point, like
Yeah.
how you can impact others. Is like, okay, you're trying to help yourself, and you're trying to help your friends, and you're trying to help your family, your sister, brother, whatever. And you're like, okay, I need that support system. I need my person. So you go to that person, and you're like, okay, do you have 15 minutes or do you have five
Yeah.
minutes? And are you okay right now mentally to be able to take all
Yeah.
of the things that I'm about to, like the word vomit that is about to come out of my mouth right now and everything. So yeah, that as well is like super one of the ways that you can also help other people as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
like moving on to the, yeah, to the second
Yeah,
point.
100%. It's like, and that's also a good thing to do, is to like check in with that person and be like,
Yeah.
do you have the mental fortitude or the like mental capacity right now to receive my complaints and still be okay yourself?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, and I've been in this position before where like one of my close friends at the time, she would, and it's like nobody now. I'm not talking about anybody now. So,
Hmm.
at my followers who are watching right now, I'm not talking about you. Um,
No, it's okay. It's all
but
good.
yeah, but
Yes.
anyways, but she would just complain all the time. But that's who I was to her. Like I was a person that she could always turn to, but sometimes I would have to be like, I just can't handle this right now. Like
Hmm.
I love you and I support you, but I just can't like take this energy right now. So
Yeah.
I would have to put that like line down. So it,
Mhm.
rather than, instead of like forcing your friends to put that line down, it's always a good idea to like check in with them and be like, hey, are you in a place right now that I can, complain to you, that I can tell you like life is rough for me right now. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. So like maybe, yeah, as well. And maybe another way to help other people is also again going to point one, helping yourself. So the
Yes.
ways in which you can help yourself is communicating with yourself. Be yourself, your own best friend. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't mean like, okay, I'm a loner and whatnot. That actually really means like, okay, um, would you say, like, we all have our like moments, right, where you're like, ah, I'm so stupid, I shouldn't have done that, but like, sorry, I completely lost my, yeah, so communication. So like if you are
Yeah.
your own best friend, like you then have like a deeper reflection of the things that you also say to yourself, and you realize, okay, because it happens so subconsciously, and it doesn't, you're not really conscious of all of these things that are impacting you, even though they will eventually impact you. And you're just like, okay,
Right.
no, I'm not gonna, I don't say this to Jazz, I don't say this to Sarah, I don't say this to Simona, I don't say this to all my friends. Why would I then
Yeah.
say it to myself? It's like, self-sabotage and everything. So yeah, so helping yourself, loving yourself, communicating well with yourself, to then not only help you but help someone else. Kind of like in the airplane when the air mask comes in, it's, they always say first help you and then help themselves. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, I found that really cool and I wanted to share, so
Yeah, no, I 100% like agree with that, because I think it's like, that's also, thinking about what would you want, and how would you want others to treat you, and then that's how you should treat others. So like, an example of that recently that has happened to me is like one of my professors that I loved. She is an amazing person, um, and she helped me through stuff at UVA, and like she was always very helpful.
What did
Uh,
she teach? Sorry.
well, like, I guess I don't really want to put her on blast, so
Oh,
like,
okay, okay. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
so
Yeah,
it's
right.
it's it's like good. It's
Sorry,
all
first
good,
time
but like, I guess it
live
kind
in
of
a
deals
meeting.
with, no, yeah, it's all good, but I guess it kind of like deals with some of her personal stuff, but like her brother recently passed away,
Oh, that's
and so like, when I had heard about that, because I sent her an email just to like check in, see how she was doing, and when I heard that her brother had passed away, like, I organized with a bunch of the other people who were in the class and who also like adored her, to send, flowers to her house, because like she had invited us over to her house, and so we had the address,
that's
so we sent flowers to her house, and just like, because that's how, if I was grieving, I would want somebody to like, and that's just like such a small thing, but just so people
yeah,
know that you care and that you're
yeah,
praying for me. Yeah.
exactly.
And then I also like prayed a novena for like, her family and the brother, because like prayer, or even if it's not like prayer in your
Yeah,
sense, but like some sort of mindfulness or sending good vibes. Because I'm
even if
Catholic,
it's
but I also
meditation
believe,
or whatever. Yeah,
exactly, like I'm Catholic, but I also believe in like vibes, and like I'm a Gemini, so astrology signs.
I'm a Cancer as well, and I'm
Okay,
also
that's,
Catholic, so that's super cool.
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's so cool. Okay, that's so true. Honestly, like, I don't know, in these past months, like I've seen, like how you said, the vibe change. So 2020 began. Okay, I'm back. Okay.
Yeah, I was
So
like, wait, what
2020
happened?
began with the whole, yeah, no, actually my phone was like, okay, weird. So yeah, 2020 began with this whole um conversation of, oh, it's a write-off, oh, this year doesn't count, or this and this and that. And I'm like, at the beginning I also felt like, okay, we're just gonna stay home all day in our pajamas making banana bread or whatever it is that people do.
Everybody was making banana bread in the
Oh, at
beginning.
one point I was like, what am I missing out? Like, what is what's happening or whatever?
I have to make a confession to you, and just to you and the people watching right now. I'm like not a huge banana bread fan.
I
I
mean, it's not, oh, sorry.
I know, right?
So,
Sorry.
yeah, but no, I tried it actually. So I had my old, okay, I used to live in Tilburg, which is like an hour away from here, and I did my master's there. And I had like my neighbor who was also my friend, and we actually, yeah, we created like the African Student Association there, which is super cool. So hello to everyone there. Like,
Great. Yes.
and he always used to like text and be like, hey, do you want to come over for like tea or whatever. And he used to bake so many different cakes. He used to cook, like, oh my gosh, I was so happy whenever it's like, okay, thank you.
Yeah. That's the
Also
thing.
my
That's
friend Abigail and everyone, like, it's
I
food
need to
food is
step
the
up my
love
baking game.
language.
Yes, yes. I can cook, but baking, every time I've baked the past two times, like I've messed up in some way. Like I baked, yeah, like I baked a pie, and I baked like a pound cake type thing, but
Yeah,
like most times it like overflowed and like spilled into the oven, and I need to like step up my baking game. My cooking game is solid right now, but I need to step up the baking game. Yeah.
That's so true. And that's actually the next point as well. So it went from 2020 write off to 2020 leveling up.
Yes.
The other day I was having a conversation with my auntie, and she finished a university course. She's like already working for a while, so she has kids and her kids are grown up and everything, but she's still trying to better herself and everything. So I was like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up with all of your like certifications and diploma and degree, and you just keep on going, but you're already like, you're good. I'm like, why do you keep? She's like, I have to level up. And she sent me the video of Sierra level up, and I'm like, I listen to that when I work out now, because I work
Yes.
out now.
Level up. Level up. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's so funny. So like, I don't know, I kind of felt that energy. I think maybe you did, maybe the others did, or they didn't, I don't know. But I think it's good. I think talking and having these conversations are super important, and they can be very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I 100% agree that it's like, and that's hard too, but that's, I think, like one part of the level up aspect is that like, you don't have to be constantly leveling up. Like level up, if you level up for a week and then you take a week or two off, great. You level up for a day and then you take a week or two off, that's you. Like it's, go at your own pace, but like always have that end goal in mind. Like myself, I'm living at home, I'm working, so I'm like, my level up goal is a certain number in my bank account. I'm like, that's my level up. Like, I'm gonna have that, and then I'm gonna use this to like start my, you know, investments or start my future life goals. And I know I'm probably gonna get some of the like forex scams trying to follow me on Instagram because of this.
Oh
But
gosh, yes.
so
Actually, I got some of those, which is weird. I'm like, what? I'm
yeah,
not even that big. Like, go away.
I had somebody message me that was like, I see you doing big things. And I'm like, really? Because I have no clue what you're talking about.
But where though?
I know, like, my Instagram is just jokes. Like, it's me being like, go Biden, and then, like, clowning other people.
Wow. Oh my
So,
gosh.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all jokes. You've seen my Instagram. You know it's jokes.
But I love your feed. It's super cool.
Yours is always like, so you give great, like, for all my followers that are watching right now, you should definitely follow her, because she, like, every time I see your stories or something, there's always like one positive thing. It can be whatever. It's like something positive that I can read and like take from that. So it's always like a welcome, like, sometimes I won't watch it right away because I'm like, I don't need it right now, but I know in like 2 hours I'm gonna need this.
Oh
So then and
wow,
I
that's
like
super
check
nice.
it. Yeah.
Actually, whoa! I didn't think.
No, yeah, 100%. Like the positivity vibes and the good vibes always are
Oh.
good. It's like what I did with Joelle, like your cousin Joey.
Yeah.
She posted something the other day, and I was like, oh, I gotta wait until I'm in the mental space to like take this in, you know?
Oh my gosh, yeah, same with oh my goodness, especially now with the whole, I swear, even though it's only happening in the States, trust me, the rest of the world is like super connected to it. It's as if we were there ourselves. Like, please, people, whoever haven't, go and like, I think registration is already over, but whatever. But please,
Yeah,
try
some
your
states you
best.
can
And
still register. Yeah, some states you
people,
can still register. Some states you can still request your absentee ballot. You can still vote early in person. You can vote on election day. You can mail in your absentee ballot. Also, if you get your absentee mail-in ballot in the mail, this is my election pitch. If you get your absentee ballot in the mail and you decide not to send it in, you have to bring it with you to the polls. You can bring it with you and still vote on election day. So just know that. You can also turn in your absentee ballot via mail, or you can drop it off at a designated drop spot in your area. If you have trouble finding this information, DM me. I will find it for you. I'll do the work because I want you to vote. Only if you're voting for Joe Biden. But no, anybody should have
amazing, you're amazing.
anybody should have their vote counted. Yeah.
Yes.
But I wanted to, did you want to end it like talking
Yes,
about
to the
something
last
that,
point, helping the
yeah,
community, I think, or
no, like
whatever.
how has somebody helped you? Like, how has somebody given that energy back to you? What is one thing that somebody's done that's really stuck out to you during quarantine?
There are actually a lot of things, but like, since we're also on a time frame, it's not just one thing. I think it's just like, um so friends and family and whoever, also them just checking up and saying how I am and how everything is. But one of the things that was super cool is so recently my sister Simona, she came to the Netherlands to study at Utrecht, and
Great.
yes,
That's
so I
awesome.
was very excited for her as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, so she came, and now I'm like, yes, I have another family member in the Netherlands, like super cool. And at the same time, an old friend from Florence, like, okay, so yeah, we didn't even, but
I
anyway.
know we didn't really do an
Yeah, I
introduction,
completely forgot.
but
It's fine. So an old friend from Florence just randomly one Saturday was like, Amy, I'm gonna take the first train and come. And I'm like, what? Are you sure though? Like,
yeah.
and she's like, no,
Time
no,
to
no, no.
panic
I
clean
think
my house and everything. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. She's like, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There, we will take the measures needed, and we've all been safe. We haven't been too crazy or whatever. So everything was fine. We did, and it was so beautiful. She came, and it was like, like the energy, just like, okay, I really missed this. So that was a great impact, and that kind of, it was very recent, but that's what was in my mind.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's
And you?
awesome. For me, like, there's one major thing that happened, and then there's one thing that I do. So was going to talk about my mug earlier. This is one of my, I have two mugs that I love, my happy mugs. So one of my best friends gave this to me for Christmas. It's got a bunch of pictures of us on
That's
it.
so
And
cute.
yeah, so I've got this mug, and then I've got another one that my daughter, Darla, I call her my dog daughter. She's upstairs because she's crazy. But she like gave me a mug for Father's Day.
Yeah.
So that was cute. But I love drinking out of this mug every morning, or that one, because it just like reminds me that there are people who like are thinking about me and who love me, that like maybe I don't get to see you now because of quarantine, but I stay with them, you know. And another thing that they did is like my birthday was during quarantine, and you know they made such a nice like birthday video and sent me like a nice like cake.
That's
And
so cute.
then we've like continued to do that for all of our friends and everything. Like before today, I was dropping it off at one of my other friends, dropping a cake off for her. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
so
so it's like
nice.
staying in touch with your friend group and just like staying grounded with them, and also meeting new people like you through our
Yeah.
sponsor, Distant Connections. If you're watching,
Eh,
haven't followed them yet, it's time to follow.
yes,
Like,
go
comment,
follow.
subscribe, follow.
Yes, go follow Distant Connections. They are amazing, and what they do is try to connect different creatives all around I guess all around the world, because we are
Yeah.
an example. And yeah, you just collaborate and on a topic that both of you like, and you just be creative as much as you want. For example, like I studied public governance, so it's not
Yeah.
like
And
I
I
know
was,
how to do,
yeah,
you know?
I was politics and sociology too. So like
Yes.
that's exactly it, is that it's like you don't have to be like, you don't even have to consider yourself creative in the like
No,
creative sense,
exactly.
but it's like if you have the mind to like give a piece of yourself to something, or like put yourself into something, like that's creativity, you know.
Exactly. And if it can help someone in any way, or just make you laugh, or just make you like, oh, okay, cool, like good type of feeling, good vibe, whatever, then man, that's all you can do. Like imagine, like if you can do this in your own circle, imagine how, like, if this was like practiced even more and more and more, like honestly it would be
Yeah, like exactly. Like I see there's like a couple people watching, but like my thing doesn't show everybody who's watching. And so like, you know, even if there's nobody watching, like this was fun for you and me to
yeah,
like to do it in chat and talk about things that are important to us. And this was totally unscripted too. We had like a rough outline, but I
yeah,
didn't know what you were gonna say. You didn't know what I was gonna say. So that was like,
no,
it was such a great creatively flowing conversation
yeah.
type thing.
Yeah, exactly. We had a conversation last night and I loved it. Like I had never actually met you, never talked to you, like only through
Yeah.
DMs or messages. But then immediately I was like, whoa, we have so many things in common. Like
Yeah.
another person that is kind of like me, that I
Yeah.
talk a lot as well. So I'm like, yeah, that's so, like, it's so, yeah, I love talking as well, because like it's not like those kind of, yeah, oh, whatever. Like I don't know. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
And
Sorry.
we talked on the phone. And I don't know if you realize that, but we talked on the phone for an hour last night. Like
Yeah,
just chatting about like our
it would have gone
lives and
longer.
everything. It probably did. Yeah. I mean, it was just like it could have gone on longer, and like it was such a good conversation. And even though we hadn't connected before, there was such like so many similarities between us that it was so important to share.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. That's so true. I just want to say quickly thank you to everyone, Joel, Meets, all of my friends, Simona, Claudia, everyone. Like, thank you so much for joining in as well. It really means a lot. I know it was a little bit last minute for you guys, but still made it work, and I think it's, yeah, you can still watch it after, so it's no worries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks to whoever, I can't see, but thanks to whoever from my follow crowd was watching. So you
Oh,
guys are
Nick.
cool.
Yes. I'm so sorry.
And
Yeah. Maybe.
no, yeah, but so yeah, so thanks for joining us. And then maybe join us in Distant Connections. We're in season 2 right now. Applications
Yes.
are closed, but season 3, you guys should join us. All right.
Okay. Okay,
Talk to you
guys.
soon.
I'll talk to you soon then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye bye.